Hey everyone, Austin here with The Real Seal, back again for another blog video to talk to you about foundation sealing and how it keeps your basements and crawl spaces dry. First off, what is foundation sealing? Foundation sealing can come in a number of different forms, including drain tile systems, exterior wall seals, foundation crack repair, sump pump installation, even gutter extensions and regrading sidewalks away from your home with polyjacking can be considered a form of foundation sealing. The main point here is keeping your foundation as dry as possible and promoting water dissipation through different routes so that your foundation isn't sitting in a puddle. You might ask yourself, when am I going to need foundation sealing? There are a number of telltale signs other than the most obvious of you have water on the floor. You can be seeing a lot of wood rotting or smelling musty smells. Maybe your first floor has floors that are starting to buckle because they're made of wood and they're getting warped from all of the moisture. Maybe you're starting to see some staining along some bottom edges of your drywall or finishing or carpet in your basement. All of these are signs that there's water intruding into your home and something should be done about it. When we're talking about the most common ways to seal a foundation, at the top of the list, we're talking about foundation cracks. You can seal foundation cracks with a two-part epoxy, which will fill the void of that crack on either side of the concrete, all the way through that foundation wall, stopping any water from coming through. In crawl spaces, especially if you have a dirt floor, an encapsulation is your best bet, where you're going to take a 10 to 20 mil vapor barrier and line the walls and the floors with it. Use waterproof seam tape at all of the edges so that you keep that humidity and moisture down. You may also want to install what's called a drain tile system. This is a 4-inch perforated pipe, whether it be solid or corrugated, that's put underneath the floor, graded and sloped towards a sump pit. The sump pit is simply a basin that holds the pump, and then the pump is going to pump that water out into the yard via a discharge line, which is a 4-inch solid pipe buried underneath the ground at least 20 feet away from your foundation. This is important to make sure that that water doesn't circulate your foundation and you're just playing the bucket of water out of the canoe into the lake game. Also, you can install a French drain similar to that discharge line but with holes on the bottom, which then moves water in your yard at the surface away from the foundation to a more manageable area like a culvert or a storm drain. You're always going to have water underneath the floors and around the edges of the foundation. The point is managing it so it doesn't build up to exert undue pressure on the foundation and to also force its way in through cracks, cove joints, underneath the floor and just up through that dirt crawl space as well. Extending your gutters is also very important. Remember that in the average home, 900 gallons of water are produced from a single inch of rain off of the roof. All of this water has to go somewhere. So if you don't tell it where to go, it's going to find its way into your foundation. Lastly, you can grade the property and grade the yard around your foundation. So make sure that the dirt slopes away from your house so that it naturally doesn't want to gather. A lot of times we see the homes that are in the basin where all of the water and the grading is going right towards the house, and this really just exasperates those waterproofing issues. Those are really the basics of how we handle foundation sealing, but we have lots more info, including how we do it videos, frequently asked question videos, and tons of education and even pricing videos on our website. If you have any questions at all, follow some of the links at the end of this video or give us a call at The Real Seal, where not everything's better when wet.